What's up, everybody? We're going to be getting going here in just a couple minutes. We'll be going as soon as the Discover Crypto show is done. But I want everybody to get involved in the chat. Are you buying or selling right now? I'm in a trade. I'm in a very, hopefully short-term scalp trade, short on Bitcoin. It's kind of chopping around right at the region. I have a stop loss set at 41,464. If it goes up there and touches it, fine, stop me out. But I am participating in this market. What are you doing? Are you buying? Are you selling? What coins are you involved with? Shout out to JF Space Native. How you doing? He says, sweet. You calling me sweet? Or you saying sweet? We're going to get started soon. Shout out to everybody that's here. We're going to be getting going, like I said, in just a couple minutes. We got a lot of charts to look at. There's a lot of signal going on right now, and I cannot wait to share this with you. So everybody get involved. Hit that like button, and we're going to be getting going here in just a moment as soon as Discover Crypto is done. Anybody take advantage of that price action on Avax or Cardano or Render? Are you a long-term holder? Did you buy it and trade it in the recent moves? What are you doing right now? Let me know. Comment here in the live stream. I got a new monitor, much bigger monitor right under the camera so I could see the live chat, and I want to engage a lot more in mods if you could. Pay attention to those questions. If you see anything special, you can drop it in the BitLab mod Discord, and I will try to answer some questions at the end of the stream. Alexander G says, Caspa. Let me see those emojis. How you feeling? Where's Mr. Muchacho? Where's the lab rats? Let's get that boom going. Adam's been doing well too. Paul Lishbinsky said, shorting ADA. Hey, Kelly, what is your take on Ocean Protocol? I think it's a great asset to look, have a small allocation to going into this next run. Maybe we can do some TA on it. What's up, Crimson? What's up, Alexander G? What's up, Brandon Buttrey? Black Ice, what's up? Got you all set up the other day through Discord and all the indicators and everything. Red Elephant, how you doing? Sawtooth Hiker. Shout out to everybody that's here. Atropine. Everybody, we're going to be getting going in just a moment. So let me know, are you bullish or bearish on price action for the rest of the day, the next 8 hours? Let me know what you think the price is going to do. Are we going up from here? Are we going down? Let me know what you're feeling. I see you all in here. Pub Chef Guy. We got Dale Rodriguez, Brandon Buttrey, Alexander G, Powell. Black Ice. We got all the regulars in the house and some new people. Crimson Caravan, I see you. We about to get it. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to the BitLab Academy daily stream. My name is Kellam. If this is your first time, I can guarantee you it's not going to be your last time. We're getting going a little bit after when I was expected today. We try to go right after Discover Crypto. They're wrapping up right now, but hey, hope you're all feeling well. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? How are you feeling about the price action today? How are you feeling? Do you think it's going to pull back further? We've had about a 7 or 8% pullback, maybe about 5, depending on what chart you're looking at, depending on where you're drawing lines, but there's plenty of room still to the downside, and there's plenty of opportunity for it to still just upset all those bears out there and explode to the upside. So shout out to everybody if you are participating in any trades right now. In fact, I have a trade open as we speak. It was at least a second ago. Let's go ahead and throw it to the chart here and let's see where we're at. So I entered, where did I enter? I entered right here. As you can see where this price action broke down from. If I double click on this, it'll minimize the indicators. Look at this large head and shoulders right here. And the neckline is roughly in here. It's a little bit ugly because this part of the head did not come all the way down here. So it's kind of hard. I mean, you could draw it a number of different ways, but if we draw it from right here, for instance, we see I entered my trade right in here and I have the stop loss right up here. So if the price action pushes up here, I think it's about a $40 loss or something if I do get closed out, which is okay. Right now I'm minus 6%. But the thing about trading is you don't just jump in between, back and forth between different trades. You pick the trade based on the setup that you see with the confluence of different data signals, and you set your stop loss and you let the chart do the work. Maybe I'll get chopped out. Maybe this will come up here and close me out. I'd rather be closed out than just, enter here and then exit here and then enter again here and then exit here. No, we're going to take our shot and we're going to believe in the chart. So everybody, as we're waiting for some people to pile in, I want to see everybody in the chat right now. Shout out to all the members. If you're a member, drop your emoji in there. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Are you just a lab right now soaking up information, trying to figure out how you can sharpen your sword? Are you a crazy chicken? Are you Mr. Muchacho? Let's everybody drop it in there. And also, where are you tuned in from? What city, what state, what country? I want to do a little bit of a roll call right now. Let's see who is here. The diligent folks. Big love to everybody. I had a really great weekend. I took some time away from the chart, so I apologize if I wasn't posting in Discord or anything like that. I just needed a break from a computer screen, and I'm sure you've all felt that before. It's one of those important things. If we want to succeed in anything that we're doing, we have to find a balance in what we're doing in our life. Yes, we need to absolutely be diligently driven towards the goals that we set in whatever venture that we're trying to do, whether it's learning an instrument, trading crypto, or having a better relationship with our family members. We have to find that balance between diving into that and also having self-care. Stepping outside of a computer screen, stepping outside of your apartment or your house, getting in front of a tree, having the sun shine on your face. We have to find balance so that when we do dive in to the thing that we're doing, that we're trying to build into, that we can do it with a fresh mind, that we can do it with healthy drive so we don't burn ourselves out. So my question to you is, what are you doing right now to make sure that you find balance? Ask yourself that and make sure that you are your best self at every turn. Ask yourself that. Now, diving in here, back to the charts, I just want to point out a couple things here on what we're seeing. Price action. Man, this came right into this zone that we have been discussing. Came right into the zone. Does this mean that this move to the downside is done? No, it does not mean that. It doesn't mean that it's going to bounce from here either. All this means when you see a chart and you have a huge parallel, in this case, a lot of resistance, support, resistance, a lot of resistance under this, and then we've broken through this. All this is a suggested territory for price action to interact with in some way. It doesn't mean that it has to interact and be flipped to support and bounce from here. It also doesn't mean that because price came down and tested this, that it has to break through. We need to take a healthy approach every step of the way when we're looking at price action and allowing the price action to tell the story to our individual analysis and adjust ourselves accordingly along the way. When you're looking at charts, if you do not have the ability to be adaptable, to take a step back, to think, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if I thought it was going down, maybe it could still go up. If I thought it was going to go up, maybe it's going to go against me. You need to be taking a healthy approach, a non-biased look at what's going on. Even if all the data suggests it's going to go one way, it doesn't mean you bet the farm on it and go 40x long or 40x short. Take a healthy approach to when you're looking at charts, utilizing your strategy, utilizing multiple confluences, but still employ risk management. Still map out the opposite direction in case the trade or the price action or your investment strategy goes against you, because this market can be volatile. This market will eat you alive if you do not have a concerted, healthy diligence and concerted, healthy strategy, both up, down, and sideways, so that you can prepare for all eventualities. That's what we need to do if we want to make it in this market. What are you doing right now? What are you doing right now? Are you trading long? Are you trading short? Let me know in the chat. Drop a comment down below if you're watching this later. What are you doing right now? What are you trading? Let me know. I got a nice big new monitor here under the camera so I can actually see the chat. So we're going to be diving into some of the things you guys are talking about, especially at the end. I want to interact with you all and dive into what you're talking about. So shout out to all the members that are here. Shout out to all the people that are new here. If this is your first time here, my name's Kellam. Welcome to the show. Let's continue diving into the charts. And before we do that, if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We've got all the data for you here, bringing and breaking down the charts. So let's look at it. As we were talking about here, we have a massive impulse to the upside. It looks a little bit like a Bart Simpson pattern. Large impulse to the upside, chop around at the top, and then break down from there. Does this mean, as I was just speaking about, does this mean that we have satisfied this because this massive level of previous resistance, a little bit of support, a lot of resistance, does this mean that since the price action has come back to this level, look at this, and perfectly tested this, does this mean that this is for all time flip to support? No. It means in this case, the price action pulled down to this area and it did flip to support here. If you bet the farm on this and go 40x leverage long and see how this moved up, this very well could come back here, lose this level, whether it's an hour, a day, a minute, or a month. We still have very key targets below us that we need to pay attention to. Now, I'm incredibly bullish. Are you bullish? I'm bullish over the next 6 months. With my bullishness that I see where price action very likely is going to go in 2024, I still think that there are areas and levels that we need to watch and not be butthurt about it if the price goes down. If the price goes down and you're butthurt, that means you're out of position. If the price goes down and you're frustrated with it, that means your strategy isn't working for you. I don't care what direction it goes. I have such confidence in what's going to happen with Bitcoin over the next 10 years. Any price action that does not move up is opportunity. Let me say that again. No matter what Bitcoin does from here in the next 3 to 5 months or even year, I am so bullish on where this is going over the next decade. And I know that we are still so early in this asset that regardless of what price action does, if it doesn't go up, if it goes sideways or down, both of those are opportunities. If we employ a strategy of looking at the charts in a non-biased way, we can identify areas that we can take advantage of that opportunity. So my question to you is, what are you doing? By the way, you should definitely check out bitlabacademy.com if you want to learn more about price action, if you want to learn about indicators, if you want to learn more about how to set up a strategy to work for you. So I'll see you in BitLab Academy, in the Discord, with our community, with our calls, and here on the BitLab YouTube as well. Now, diving back in here to the charts. Okay, we have some areas mapped out, and on the thumbnail it says, and the title, 39.5, is that possible? I think it's highly likely. A number of reasons why I think this is highly likely. And this is two or three reasons. One, This is a large M formation right here. If we really stretch this out, we can see it. See the, oops, see this large M formation right here? Double top, boom, 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 boom. This suggests that the bullish narrative is starting to wane, and especially in the case right here where look at this, just nuked to the downside. Price action lost. And isn't it interesting that the price action, when it did come up here, look at this, it formed an order block showing that there was a lot of clusters of large orders that institutions, whales, or smart money was basically creating a lot of orders up in this region and it sold out. So this selling pressure really started the cascade here where the confidence was lost. And if a lot of smart money is selling here, are they buying here? No. And so when this area is lost, we see the price action just capitulate. And we also have to take into account that there is a hell of a lot of people that are getting back in, but also there's a lot of exuberance with people that have been in that don't have as much of a strategy, that say, oh man, we're way up here. I better throw more in here, and I better do it on leverage so that I can take advantage of this because it's about to explode. Well, if it's about to explode, then does that mean it's going to go up or down? In this case, it exploded to the downside. This was very quick. This was very quick. In fact, if we come over here to the 15-minute chart, look at that. This is over the course of what, 45 minutes? Over the course of 1 hour. So four 15-minute candles. The price action just nuked to the downside. This is a lot of longs getting closed, liquidations, forced closures. And if you have a long, in order to close that long, you have to sell that amount to the downside. So you get this very fast moving, cascading move to the downside. And then once that equilibrium was met, I mean, look at this, all the way down here to $40,600. Price rocketed back up. And look at this. Essentially, what we're seeing here is a stair-step pattern. This is down, sideways, down, sideways. So the question here is this setting up for further downside? Well, looking at this on the 15-minute chart, we can see that the trend on the 15-minute chart is to the downside. Now, if we draw a little bit of a line here, now we have 2 points, this point and this point. Not only do we have this resistance level that's directly above us, we also have within this, as price action was trying to push up, a push-up attempt, fail. Another push-up attempt, a little higher, fail. Smaller push-up attempt. So what do we have here? We have a head and shoulders pattern, which is this attempted uptrend reversal pattern, suggesting that another move to test, I'm guessing somewhere in this region right here, testing this level back down here at $40,400. Now, if this weakness has come in, the question is going to be, are there going to be bulls that defend this area, or will we get a wick to the downside, meaning a quick move, let's say on the daily time frame? Will we get a wick like we see right here, where the price action moves down there and it's bought up very quickly? Or do we see this come down, come back to this level, find a rejection, and then confirm a further breakdown? This is what we're looking for as price action matures or time passes over this next week. We want to pay attention to all of this. David Middleton says, what's up with Link? We're going to look at Link here in a few minutes. Now, I want to see everybody in the chat right now, whether you're a member or not. Let me know what coins you want to see some TA on, and we'll try to do a section here in a few minutes where we go through a bunch of different altcoins. I'm definitely going to do Bitcoin. I'm going to do Ethereum. I'm going to do Avax. I'm going to do Cardano. You let me know what else you want to see. Spam it in the chat right now. And I see T-Shroom in the house. How you doing? T-Shroom, we got to get you here as a guest on the show, my friend. And everybody else, I want each and every one of you to hit that like button right now. Hit that subscribe button, ding the bell, and let's go ahead and break down what we see. I got Crimson Caravan says Link. Red Elephant says Doge. You guys got to get more active in here, baby. Come on, get in that chat. Share your thoughts. We got Key from David Middleton. And okay, let's go ahead and continue on here. So as we were talking about this, with the price action moving to the downside, remember, this should not take the wind out of your sails. When price action is moving to the downside, this should excite you because we have such bullishness coming in with where we're at in the market cycle. Who gives a damn if price action pulls back at all right now? In fact, what I see that is thank God for the opportunity to still buy below $45,000, $48,000, $50,000. You're going to be so pissed in 6 months if this just goes up from here. It's like, don't we want another opportunity? Throw a 1 in chat. or throw a boom in chat if you remember, throw the boom emoji. If you want another opportunity to stack up, that also means if we're stacking up, that means that there's a bit of a price drop. And if Bitcoin drops, we might see some capital rotation into altcoins, but we also might also see the altcoins drop 15, 20, 40%. And that's okay. That's okay if the price action drops. If we have some dry powder on the sidelines so we can take advantage of those dips. If we come back over to this chart, I just want to point something out. I'm going to go to the daily chart and I'm going to double click here. And I just want to point something out here. I brought this up on the Discover Crypto show, and that is we've had a lot of price interaction pre-halving that, you know, not these 5% dips. This was right before the halving. I think we tallied it up earlier. It's 28 days, about a month. But look, push up into the halving, and then a 42% sell-off right as, it already started selling off right before it, but then just nuked down 42% from this high pre-halving. Now look at this, pre-halving. In this case, this was about 310 days, and this dropped 54%. I did not even take this all the way down to the Black Swan event. That's a 73% drop. I'm being conservative here because if we did not have the Black Swan event, I think it probably would have been in the 40 to 60% range. In this case, we see on this drop back, it went 53% to the downside. So we have not seen that yet. Now, will this time be different? It's possible. Can we count on it being different? No, we cannot count on something being different. But the fact that we have this line right here, this line is the halving, and we've seen in previous cycles, this is essentially how far out. This is how far out we are from the halving. It's showing where that was regionally on price action in previous cycles. And look at this. We had a black swan. Look at this. Push up into a black swan. Think about all the geopolitical stuff going on right now over in the Middle East, in Armenia, in Ukraine, in Syria, in some parts of Africa, in Taiwan. The attack of, the cyber attack happening right now with China in the US. There's a lot that could happen in a matter of days, let alone a matter of months before this halving. So you got to make sure that you don't get so exuberant that you put yourself in a position that you destroy your portfolio before the market cycle starts. I'm talking about post-halving. Let me say that again. There's so much going on in the world right now. Do you want to lose all your crypto right before likely the most bullish time in history on a risk-adjusted basis? The reserve risk shows right now on charts, the on-chain data says that based on what's going on with how markets are being held, the different types of behavior of holders, the HODL bank versus the Bitcoin price, we can see we are in the best risk-adjusted time in history with so much on the horizon, with institutions on the sideline, FASB rules changing, showing that institutions are going to start being able to hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet in their treasury. We got all these Bitcoin spot ETFs that are very likely but not guaranteed to get launched sometime early Q1 2024. We have the halving coming up in April. And so looking at the chart, we can see where we're at in relationship to the halving and where it looked like on previous cycles. And we can see that we have a possible uptrend into a downtrend into the halving. We also have a black swan event before the halving here. And where we're at right now, do you want to trade away your capital by being irresponsible with what you're doing? By getting chopped in the market, your FOMO? No, we need to be smart about what we're doing. We need to employ strategy with what we're doing. So again, get involved with BitLab Academy. Go to bitlabacademy.com. Jump in the Discord server. Get all the information you need in the community, in the calls, and make sure that you're investing in yourself, in your head, in your psychology of this market, so you have strategies in place and you have the barriers to your own emotions so you don't trade out of your capital and destroy your portfolio before the best bull cycle in Bitcoin history. Now, coming back to these charts, I just want to talk about some things here. I've brought this chart up many times. By the way, if you haven't yet, we got 150 people in the room, only 46 likes. Every single one of you, hit that like button. Show some love to crypto. You're letting YouTube know you like crypto content. It's the easiest way you can help support this channel and also support crypto. But looking at this chart, this is a very important chart. Why is this so important? We see price action going up just like we see on every TradingView chart or any other price action chart. But what we can see here is three very important moving averages that are on this chart. In this case, we have the short-term holder cost basis. So look at this. We're quite a bit above where this previous range high was. And as we see, look at this, price action push up. Where does it pull back to? Previous range high. Do we see this? So this is a very, very normal thing for bullish structures to do. So we have a good likelihood of price action coming back somewhere in this region. The fact that we have the short-term holder cost basis now above this actually gives me, quite a bit of bullish optimism that if this does fall back, now we have more barriers to further downside, meaning we have the short-term holder cost basis over here above previous range high. We have the 200-day moving average. This is a 21-week moving average moving up to get about that same territory. We have the 200-day moving average also slowly moving up. These are things that we want to see. We want to see these regionally about the same level and above, because this means if price action comes down, it has multiple levels of support for think of it like a trampoline for price action to come down there, give you a great opportunity to buy if you see this in the chart and if you're prepared for it. So I want to go through a couple more things here. This chart right here is very important. This is the long-term holder supply 90-day change basically blended with the short-term holder supply 90-day change. And we can see a couple different things. This is why I love on-chain data. We're going to get back to the TA here in a moment. Dion Gang says, win 32K. Hey, I would love that 31 to 33K range. And we're going to talk about that more in a second when we get to TA. And by the way, if you haven't yet, drop the coins in you want to see. I'm going to scroll back and try and do quite a few different coins here in just a few minutes. But buy. I don't want to say, what am I talking about? Buy. But make sure you hit that like button, get involved here, and all the members that are here in the house. Let's do a bit of a roll call. If you're new here, let me know you're new. Throw up a raise your hand emoji or something funny. If you're an OG or if you're a member, drop in your favorite emoji. Let's get this community pumping. That's what this is about. Now, looking at this chart right here, we can see a couple very important characteristics that I want you all to allow this to inform your interaction with this market. I want you to see where these red marks are. They're coming up and where the blue marks are coming up. Notice these big red waves here on both instances here. This is right here. Short-term holders stacking. Oops. Short-term holders stacking while what? While the long-term holders are distributing. You see this? Distributing. So who's a long-term holder selling to? They're taking profit and selling it to hype cycle buyers. Do you want to be a profit taker or do you want to be buying a top and getting wrecked? Answer that question for yourself. Let me know in the chat right now. I see we got a bunch of people interacting here in the chat, dropping emojis, saying what's up. Big love to everybody that's here. And shout out to, if you haven't subscribed yet, join us here in the Academy because we'll be breaking this down every day, 11:45 a.m. Eastern time. All you members, you BitLab members here on the YouTube or in the Discord, I'll be trying to do as many 10 a.m. streams as well. I see you, Donato Cabrera. How you doing? Why is my name green with, you must, JS, you must have gotten a gifted membership and you didn't, that month must have passed. So that might be why it left. Otherwise, I don't know. Now, coming over here, short-term holders buying the hype, long-term holders taking profit. Now, look at this. Price action pulls back. Long-term holders stacking into better opportunity. Short-term holders capitulating. You see this? Look at this. Long-term holders buying here in this whole region while short-term holders are scared. Look at this again. Short-term holders selling in, basically short-term holders buying into this hype. Long-term holders are selling them the bags. See how this is playing out? So allow on-chain data if you're not, or watch this channel. I break this stuff down. Get involved on bitlabacademy.com. Sign up. I'll be sending out another newsletter today. Sign up here. Scroll down. You'll see this pop up. Put in your email there. I'll be doing another newsletter today. I'm going to be breaking down some on-chain stuff and some charts. Now, getting back over here to this chart. I talked about this on Discover Crypto. I just want you to pay attention. Pre-halving. This is where the halving was, right here. This is where the halving was, right here, I believe. And we can see the price action pushed up to this brown line right here. And this brown line is a bull control band. We are below that. Similarly, where we're at over here, the bull control band is right at where the golden pocket is, $48,000. And look at this right here. These two instances, pre-halving, price action touched that, rejected it, and came down. In this case, we found support on the bull floor band. In this case, we lost the bull floor band, came up, got rejected, and came all the way down here to the long-term holder realized price, which is also known as a strong accumulation zone. Point being is we're right up here in the same territory. If both instances, both times rejected and reset two different amounts, but both reset, had to retrace, is this indicating that this is something that may be brewing also? This time is different, but how different is it? We can only let time tell us what's going to happen here. And so we just need to plan accordingly. Now, getting back over here to the Bitcoin chart, we're about to do some TA on some altcoins as well. So stay tuned for that. And if you haven't yet, hit that like button. Now, came up right into this zone. Look at this on the one-day chart, giant order block that goes all the way back over here to April 3rd, 2022. Where'd price action come up to? Right up into this zone. Now, what is this bar here? Why did I put it there? I didn't put it there. The BitLab trading stack automatically prints these areas. This BitLab volume, you see how this automatically posts these and these green areas? The red areas are above price action. The green areas are below. Has to do with a lot of orders coming into the order book in large quantities, large volumes at certain price zones, showing a lot of liquidity interest at those zones. Those zones tend to be magnets. They tend to be areas that can act as support and resistance as well. So we came right up into the zone. Look at this. Got rejected, and we came down. We had already just before this came up, touched the zone, and on this candle just before it, we formed a new liquidity zone right below us. This order block on the BitLab volume, price action is now almost cleared this whole area, but I do think that we're going to come down to this zone right here. Why this zone? Because if we come over here and we do BTC1, let's go to futures, and we look right here. Look at this zone. This is 40,400 down to 39,150, 39,200. So basically the 39.2 to 40,000. Now, you understand why I have this box here? It doesn't show up on this chart. And this is why we need to go through different types of charts to gather different types of data so that we can have an edge and not feel so lost when price is moving down. Do you ever look at the chart and feel lost when price is moving? You buy and then the price drops, or you sell and the price goes up? You need to fix your strategy. If it's happening regularly, and this always happens to me, then it's your strategy. It's not the market. And if you're feeling blinded by how come price is doing this, or where might it go next, or how do other people set up charts with identified areas, and it seems like it always hits those areas, because they understand how to look at price action, look at previous price action, look at data that's within the chart, looking at data that may be in other charts that relate to the asset I'm looking at, and then identify the areas of interest that you can set entries, set exits, and really understand how to navigate this market. And that's what it's about, to have an edge in this market. That's how you dominate this market. So again, head over to bitlabacademy.com if you haven't. Learn this. Join us in our community. We got a great Discord, sharing calls, and a whole academy on bitlabacademy.com that shows all this. Come over here to courses, and we can see right here. Come over here to courses, view all, and you'll see on this area here at BitLab Academy, we break down all of this stuff, the custodies, fundamentals, psychology, on-chain analysis, candles, candle patterns, indicators. Essentially, we break it down for you. We give you all the stuff that took us years to accumulate this knowledge so that you can navigate this market. Now, coming back over to what we want to talk about right now, it's time to do some TA on the broader market. Now, this is the area that we marked out, 39.5. This does not mean it's going to come down here and potentially just bounce, but we have a massive trend line that goes all the way back here. January, just into December, beginning of January 2023, this entire area, and look at where this comes up into. Now we have a confluence of an order gap right here on the CME futures, as well as this massive sort of midterm macro trend line that's coming right up into the zone. So if price action comes down here and bounces here, That's great, but I will be very concerned if this comes down here, finds resistance here and comes back. Then we're going to be watching a break of this level to potentially come down here into the low 37s. And if we lose 37, then we're looking at 35. And if we lose 35, then we're looking at 33. But that's okay. You know why? Because that provides you clear areas that you can ladder your entries. Maybe all of them will get hit. Maybe some of them will get hit. The point is you have them mapped out on your chart. So we can also see here on the daily, this is still angled to the downside. Quite a bit of bearishness on the BitLab dashboard here showing you the signals. We're seeing a lot of selling volume here. But if we also look at the weekly, this is all rolling over as well. This is not yet, this is not yet given us that triangle. What am I talking about? These triangles showing that this is clipped and it's starting to come over, but it's rounding like that. And we want to watch, especially on the weekly, for the money flow to kind of roll over like this as well, because that could be a little bit disastrous. But we do see stochastics down, RSI down, momentum's starting to roll, and a lot of bearishness here on this dashboard. So let's just be cautious. That doesn't mean I think price is absolutely going to go down. It means I'm prepared if it does. Now, a lot of talking. All right. Now, coming back over to, let's do the TA now on the 4 hour. We're going to do the 4 hour and the 1 hour on these charts. And we're going to go through a bunch of altcoins here. I'm going to try and see how many coins we can cover for all of you here in just a couple moments. Just last thing, we got to set up the context with Bitcoin. We do have a trend line here. Look, now that we form this, we want to watch this region right here. Does this compress into this and then get lost, or what? As it stands right now on the 4 hour, stochastics angled up, but RSI angled down. A little bit confusion right here. But this also sets up a potential move further down. Why? Because stochastics are rising as price is not moving to the upside. RSI is suggesting that there's weakness coming in. So this also can suggest that once this comes up, there's more room for price action to push down to, because the stochastics have moved up. So when we come down to this level and this curves over and the RSI is still relatively low, this signals to me potentially some weakness here. The one benefit that I am seeing with all this is that we have a huge decline in volume in this area. So basically in this breakdown. Now on the 1 hour, what are we looking like on the 1 hour? The 1 hour, yeah, see, this is still angled down. The momentum is coming up. It's rolling over. So we need to pay attention to that. So we're watching this level right here, 40,350 basically. If we lose this level, that's when we look to a potential further level down here to 39.5. And I'd be happy with this coming down, wicking into this, and then bouncing very quickly out. But it doesn't mean it has to happen. I'm prepared if that does. Let's go see where we're at right now. Ooh, let's see, let's go 15 minutes. Did I get stopped out? No, I did not get stopped out. All right, so you see this? You leave it open. Even when it's coming up, you're getting scared? No, follow your strategy. I can actually move my stop loss down here just like this. You see this? I had the stop loss up here. Price action's making moves to the downside. I can move my stop loss into profit. Currently, I'm $54 in profit. It's just a small trade, 5x, modest trade here. And now, regardless of what happens, I can forget about this. And if the price action comes up into the zone, it will close me out. So Bitcoin, we talked about it all. Let's go ahead down the list. Let's go to Ethereum. Look at this. Ethereum's big move was only a 10% move, and it's already come back below where that move was. We're looking at this since December 5th. Okay. Now, this is also looking very bearish in that this almost, I won't call it a head and shoulders, but it is. See this little shoulder here? Head, shoulder. It's a little bit sideways. This may be suggesting further downside here. What we do there, we measure from this neckline to the top of the head. See, right up in there. It doesn't have to be exact. Just and this gives us a target down here, which may or may not hit full target, because we have the point of control right here, right on the bottom side of this green order block. Again, remember, these green and red boxes are automatically put on your screen with this BitLab volume. By the way, if you want to get the indicators, just head over to bitlabacademy.com, come here to indicators, or you can get the BitLab Pro, which gives you the courses, the Discord, and the indicators. And that's right here. If you click enroll now and click right there, you get the indicators and the courses and the Discord. But you can also just get the indicators if you want. Now, coming back to the chart. We have an order block directly below us right here, along with the point of control, this big teal line where the most volume is traded at a particular price point. So if this does come down, I think if I was going to short this, I'd be looking at a potential, I would front run this target and take profit somewhere in this zone, not all the way down here because it may not get hit. There's clear levels of support below this that are short of where this target goes to. So by the way, everybody, you're asking, if you're wondering about Blofin, Blofin is no KYC, no VPN. And I recommend everybody that if you're trading, you shouldn't have just one exchange, have several different exchange accounts and make sure that you have your money split between them. And you're not putting your entire portfolio in your account. You're putting a small allocation of a trading portfolio and you're able to trade and not put all of your capital at risk. So if you want to sign up for Blofin, the link is down in the description. If you just go down below the video, you can see right here. Come here to, here's the video. Let's go ahead and mute that. You come right here, click more, and you see right here, Blofin, join us trading on our trusted partner right here. Click on that, join. And by the way, just so you all know, there's a huge giveaway every week we're going to be doing. All you've got to do is when you are in a trade, once it's closed, come right here on the chart and click this square right here. Download this image when it's closed. See how this says open position? It's only going to count if you've closed a position, showing that you did take whatever percentage profit gain. And share that on Twitter or on X and do hashtag Discover Crypto. We're going to be checking at the end of the week on Thursdays each week. Whoever has the highest P&L of the week is going to get $500. So be smart. Don't go out there, wreck and shop. Be smart with how you're trading. Be smart with how you're engaging with the charts. When you get into profit, move your stop loss into profit. Okay? Now, coming back over here, ETH. We have the target. This is the area that I'm looking at. I'm looking at, and see this comes all the way down here to right at $2,000. I'm looking at this price action likely to come and have at least a small bounce. If it even does continue to the downside, having a small bounce here at the $2,050 region, 2,050 to 2,070, somewhere in this region. And we can also see we have a top right here. So somewhere in this $2,060 region. Now, if this still shows weakness and we have further downside, we could talk about that when price comes. But as it shows right now, this is looking like where it's trying to move. Now, we're on the 4 hour. What does it show on the 1 hour? I mean, look at this. Beautiful. Come right back down. Still looking very bearish on the 1 hour. Money flow coming out. So this is looking more and more likely like it's trying to make the move to come down into that $2,060 region, 2,050, somewhere in there. Now, if this does bounce here, we're going to want to watch it take out the 2250 region, which is the high of this point right here. Even if this pushes up, that's nothing. We want to see it take out this level. Otherwise, this is still a head and shoulders. Okay. Now let's go ahead. Let's look at ADA. Cardano. Cardano made a 62% move since December 5th. 62% move. Push up. Look at this. We got high volume. These teal candles finding support here on the dynamic support zone. And then we get a bearish signal, 2 in a row. And we have stopping volume and the price comes down, rejects now at the 20 moving average, comes down, and look at this. Tries to make another attempt to the upside, cannot take out this range that it broke down and consolidated out. And we got 2 bearish divergences right here, just preceding this move. RSI bearish divergence and Chaikin money flow, essentially money flow bearish divergence. Now, this is trying to, it's looking like it's trying to reset a little bit to the downside. But let's be a little cautious here because things are getting exuberant in the altcoin market. They're starting to make moves because we see how that capital flows. Bitcoin pumps, and although altcoins are pumping a little bit with it, then when Bitcoin stalls out a little bit, a lot of that capital, some profit taking gets rotated into altcoins. So you can see a little bit of a delayed pump as we saw with Cardano here. Avax did the same thing. There's no telling when that's going to be over. But when we look at here on the weekly chart, look at this. Stochastics up very high. RSI up very high. They're both starting to round out and potentially angle to the downside. That's on the weekly. On the daily, look at this. Stochastics already rounding back down a little bit. We got the triangle here. Momentum kind of rolling over. A lot of bearishness on the daily. Look at this. Is this calling for a little bit further pullback? I mean, we could come at minimum down here to 52 cents, which is this 20 moving average right here, along with the EMA ribbon. If we lose this, then we have all the way down here to the trend signal line, which comes all the way down to about 47 cents. If we lose that, then we can talk about retesting these areas right here. Now, I'm excited for Cardano going into this next bull run, because the next level up from here, if we do take out these highs at 65 cents, 63 cents, then next level is up here in the $1.13 range. It doesn't mean it's going to go straight there, but this is the next high level of interest based on what we're seeing on the charts. So I'm looking for buying opportunities. I'm not looking for shorting opportunities on Cardano. Avax making some moves, 95% move since December 5th. See this? Boom. Massive rocket to the upside, but there's a change of character. What is that change of character? Look at this. Finding support on the dynamic support zone, finding support, dynamic support zone, finding support on the dynamic support zone. We've lost the 20 moving average, lost the dynamic support zone, and broke through the trend signal line here on the 4 hour. This does not mean it's going to go straight down, but it does show that if I had to guess here, if this doesn't come down, that this may come up and test somewhere in this region where this 20 moving average is going to be, and then potentially reset and then test lower, potentially down here into this $30 range, or even this would be a great opportunity if it comes back into the 20s. But as it stands right now, Avax has been performing incredibly well. We can see right here, stochastics rolling over, RSI rolling over. This is on the daily. The momentum wave starting to arc a little bit. So we're going to want to pay attention to this. 6 hour. Let's go ahead and delete. Oops. Let's delete these lines so it's not super messy. We got 124 people in the room, 71 likes. Everybody hit that like button if you like crypto. Now we can see right here, 1, 2, 3. I mean, we can just call this bearish divergence. Why? Because this is relatively straight. It's actually angled to the downside. See this? Let's kind of make this flatter. Boom. This is trending to the downside. We have right here, and then this is even lower. And what do we see in the same time period? You see price action going to the upside while the underlying momentum of this move is not agreeing with it. We also see this right here on the stochastics, this orange line angled to the downside. You see that? The underlying fuel is not agreeing with the move to the upside. The exuberance that's there. It does not mean that you just completely move out of the asset, but this was calling, all that was setting up for this potential breakdown here. So we're going to want to watch this price action as it moves to the downside. There's going to be a little bit of a relief at some point, but notice if we do have a relief here and it rolls over, this would be setting up shoulder, head, shoulder. And that would give us then, if that happens, that would give us a target then to look at that right into this order block zone down here at 30. So chart's telling us what it wants to do. We're going to go through some of the other ones. Adam was looking, look at that move Adam did. This is on the 4 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. Now that's a 4. Okay. Where's December 5th? December 5th. Right here. Okay. December 5th. So December 5th, this has made a 28% move. Okay. Probably a lot more steam, a lot more room for this to grow. And look at this. This one has a little bit different characteristics. Stochastics angled up on the 4 hour. RSI having a little bit of a pullback. Makes sense because the price is pulling back. But look at these momentum waves. See this right here? This is much deeper and this goes much higher here. So this dip right here, there's more initiative to the upside right now. But there's a lot of resistance above our heads here. We have, look at this. This highs and these highs. We have two different order blocks from these two zones right here. We have the first order block. What do I mean here? If I zoom in here, you can see how this formed an order block? And then we have another order block that formed here. So we have two order blocks at the same area of interest coming right above where the price action just pushed up into. I'd be watching, even if this pushes up again, I'd be watching for some potential profit taking that happens here and watch for where that pullback comes to. That's what we want to do. We want to see the likelihood of something before it happens. Now here on the 1 hour, Let's go ahead and delete some of these lines. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Comes up right to this level, gets rejected. Now we want to see, look at this, where we're sitting here, currently sitting, option J. We're currently sitting where? On this previous range high. This is what I was talking about on Bitcoin, previous range high. So let's watch for a potential stutter here, maybe even a little bit of consolidation. And then if we come down and test the next level down, which is essentially this level and this level right here, which is basically 1080. If this does that, if this does bounce here and move up, then we watch this previous high 1242 and come up. As it stands right in here on the 1 hour, stochastics down, RSI is looking a little overheated, angle down, momentum is rolling over. So I'd be a little cautious right now on trying to take a long on Atom until it may provide a better opportunity. GRT, what's GRT doing? I saw some people list GRT. Look at this. It's kind of forming a head and shoulders right now, isn't it? Shoulder, head, shoulder. Now, I don't know if this is going to play out, but if it does, this is going to be, I'm on the 1 hour, of course, but let's go to these bodies right there, be a little conservative. Now, if this were to take place, this is at 15 cents. It's not too bad. It brings us down to 13.48, which, look at this. There's a range of price action, previous price action, range highs right in here, and a lot of consolidation. See all this? We have these lows, this bouncing just above it. We have this rejecting. We have this rejecting down here. So this is a range that if this does break down, I'd be looking to potentially be a buyer here, down here in the 1350s sort of zone. Now, if we zoom out on this a little bit further and we look at this move from right here, option F, if you're on PC, it's Alt F, and look at this. This gives us some context. Also a potential incentive not to target all the way at the bottom of this target. We have, look at this, a golden pocket from that move, which also acts as support here and resistance right here. So this means we should potentially adjust if we're just looking for a dip buying opportunity, potentially laddering our entries and putting half our entry or a third of our entry somewhere here around the 14 cents, 14.20, 14.30 cents in case this bounces here and comes up, and then having a further target down here and then a third target potentially all the way back down here in the 12-cent range. This is what it means to ladder your entries. Okay. Now, again, none of this is financial advice. This is strategy, breaking down strategy and how you can do some certain things. But this is looking a little toppy and it's looking like it does want to come down. Without even looking at the other data here, this price action is telling me that it likely wants to come down here. If it does push up, I want it to break above 16.55. Otherwise, I don't consider it pushing up. If we can't break this level and these lows, so basically the 16.50 to 16.70 range, and we also have these two large order blocks, this is looking all in all like it wants to cool off a little bit and come down. I cannot remember who asked me. You guys asked for Ocean. Let's look at Ocean here. Ocean USDT. This is looking a little toppy as well. This looks obviously like a different shape from what we saw on GRT, but all in all, this is pushing up. It's a little bit of a broadening wedge. See that? A little bit of a broadening wedge. Broadening wedges, rising broadening wedges tend to break to the downside, at least for a little bit of a flush out. We came up to this region. Look, formed a lower high, lower low, lower high, breakdown. Came back up. Where we test? Look at where we tested. Let the price action tell you what's going to happen. Price action tested where? Previous range lows, right here. Option T. See that? And rejected. Now we can also look right here. I bet that would be roughly about the 0.78. Look at that. 0.78. You can drag that a little further. 0.786. So we're watching here. If this does continue to break down, we're watching the 46.8, we're watching the 47.2 down to the 46.2. If we lose this region right here, because we have the candle bodies and the wicks, if we lose this region, then I think we're going to test back down to 44.5. If we lose that, then that may be where we get a little bit of the washout. And we can look right about where this point of control is. And actually, let me do a box there, actually, because we have all of this right here. All this price rejections in here, and then we have support. We have support at the bottom. We have support at the top. So I'm looking, if this does come down and break down, I'd be looking down here in the 41 range. Let me see. KAS. Brendan Buttrey said Caspa. How many of you guys got in on the Caspa train? Look at that. Looks like it's rounding off. Looks like it's trying to do a breakdown. Oops. Which would make sense because this thing has been ripping. Now look at that. We have support, 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 support. Breakdown. Breakdown on Caspa. Retest of this breakdown. Continuation to the downside. Now, where are we testing right now? Order blocks that are propagated right here, back here on November 17th. This already bounced in it. And we're sitting right in the middle of it. If we lose this, I'm not looking like at the, excuse me, at the top of this order block as potential support. I'm looking actually down here at about 9.7 cents, somewhere in this region, which I remember this thing has been just going. Look at that. This thing has just been going. This actually looks, this looks like the Bitcoin chart on log scale over a lot of time. So look at that. Big move down. Huge move to the upside. And look at this. I mean, even right here. That is a 66% drop. 30% drop. Okay. So what would that mean right now? If we got a 30% drop, 30% drop, 30%. Yeah, look at that. 30% drop would be right to where this previous high was. So it's not out of context. And look at this. Daily, stochastics down, RSI down, momentum wave down. We still have positive money flow, which is going to be hard to sort of contest here on a newer coin where it has a lot of new capital coming into it. So you don't want to just look at that metric. But we can see right here, we do have a little bit of bullish divergence right here with these two momentum waves. See this green line? Sometimes it prints them, sometimes it doesn't. When it's really clear, it prints them. High. All right, here's a low, and we have a much lower low. See this low? We have a higher low on the momentum wave down here on the bottom. But this is looking, let's draw a trend line right here. Each time it comes up into this, it rejects. What does the BitLab intelligence say? Look at this. Dynamic resistance zone. It's coming into it. It lost the level, the trend signal line, found rejection, found rejection, found rejection, rejecting all the way down. So even on a bit of a push up here, I would want to watch because this could be a W forming. A W is essentially a potential reversal structure. This would be like a, you know, like this, a little bit of chop and then push up, test, and then continuation. But as it stands right now, I'm not calling anything on that until we see some bullishness come in on these candles. Because look at this. We got a head and shoulders right here. And it's already looking like it may have fulfilled that. But if we lose this level, if we lose the, what level is this? 1150, then I think things could get ugly fairly quickly. Because here on the 1 hour, stochastics down, you see, RSI down, momentum wave rolling over. Get 100 likes. That's right. We got 128 people still in the room. Everybody hit the like button. What are you doing? Hit that like button right now. Let me know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Drop those emojis in here. I got to get going. Is there anything else we want to look at before we go? Let's look at Algorand. Algorand's been ripping lately. Algorand, 1 hour. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. We got a bit of a trend line. Look at this. Perfect call. Bearish signal. And we got 5 bullish divergences right here. Leave the mouse over that. RSI bullish, money flow, demand index, momentum, and on balance volume. In addition to that, we have a bullish divergence here on the momentum wave. You see this? See this low? These are lower lows. And on here on the momentum wave, higher lows. Okay. Stochastics are somewhat reset, but this is angled to the downside, this momentum wave. And it's look at that pretty strong bearish divergence right here on the momentum wave and on the stochastics. High, lower high. Look at this. Yes, we had a wick here, but on a candle basis, if we lose this weekly VWAP, which we're dancing around with right now on the 4 hour, I'm looking at potentially coming down here into the 1840 sort of zone. And if we lose that, we'll have to revisit this again. XRP, man, see ugliness. A bit of a shoulder, a bit of a head, bit of a shoulder. Yeah, this is looking ugly. Let's turn off the indicators. I'm still looking for a price action to come down here, 57 to 56 sort of region. If we lose that, down to 53. If we're able to push up, we got a lot of work to do. And I'm not considering anything super bullish until we pass 70 cents because that's up here. Link. I said I'd do link. My bad. My bad. David Middleton. I got you, boo. All right. Let's look at it on the 3-day. I like link a lot. Look at this zone that it came into. Chopped in from, look at this. Resistance, support, 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 support. Resistance in the inside of this here. Lost it. Came right up into this zone. We had a lot of consolidation here. And now we got a little bit of a similar consolidation going on right now. Is this potentially a bull flag though? Because we got a little bit of the flag just like this. If this is a bull flag, this is going to be ridiculous. Don't quote this as a target, but if this is a bull flag and it plays out and doesn't just break down, then the target here, let's go. Look at that. This target from the lower bound here is up here, from the upper bound, more aggressive upper, but let's go right in the middle. Look at that, right in the middle. It goes right in the middle of this order block zone up here at $36. So we got to ask though, is this a bull flag or is this an M structure that's forming? This is why you've got to be careful with what you see and say, it's a bull flag, let's go all in. No, this also very well could just be a full market cycle. Down, W pattern, push up, breakdown, push up, consolidation, push up, completing the market cycle into a distribution top, push up, breakdown, meaning that we have an M formation right here, you see? And so if we lose this level, then we're looking for this region right here as a potential pit stop, 1130 region. If we lose that, potentially coming back into this order block zone, which if you look over here, let's kind of just draw a line like this. Check this out. It goes right through it. Previous range high at the start of this consolidation. So I'm ultimately looking for a great buying opportunity if this does dip to get somewhere between the 758 and 962. Anywhere in this region, I think would be a great opportunity. But I do think things are leaning in the area of a likely cool off for the market, potentially shocking everybody because there's so much bullishness. There's so much bullishness. How could it go down? Market does what it wants to. So that's all I got for you today, everybody. I love you. I want to do, again, a roll call really quick. Everybody that's here watching, drop in your favorite emojis. Let me know how you're feeling. We will be back live tomorrow at 11:45 Eastern time, directly after the Discover Crypto show. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate each and every one of you members. Thank you all. You don't understand how much support you guys give by being a member of this channel. And if you want to become a member, just look down below on YouTube. There's an area on YouTube. Alexander G, you can share the link. That's not what I wanted to click on. There is somewhere on here. You can come here, BitLab Academy. Sorry, youtube.com/@BitLab Academy, or search for BitLab Academy. Come here to membership. If you don't see that, then you'll also see somewhere up here it says join. Click that join button. Join us in here. It's $5.99 a month, and it's a great help to this channel. There's a lot of things going on in the background here, and every bit of your support helps us stay alive, keep afloat, and bring content to you on a daily basis. And I love you all. I appreciate you. And thank you all. It's fun. Also, the more members we have, the more emojis we can do. We do private member streams as well. So big love to you all. Get inside the Discord. There's been a lot of great calls lately here from John Dalton and Corduroy. And he called some great stuff on TIA and FTM. And get in here. Get involved. I love you. That's all I got. Adios, muchachos. Let's see those muchachos on the way out. Drop those emojis. I'll see you later. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. Hit that like button, sucker. Check out bitlabacademy.com. Join us. Adios.